Hello interwebs, and thanks for tuning into TradeChat. My name's Panzer, and today I am doing an episode of Bro Chat, this time with professional League of Legends player Locodoco. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, remember to rate it thumbs up. Locodoco is the AD carry and team captain for the North American League of Legends team Quantic Gaming. He began his professional LoL career back in 2011 as an original member of Team Solo Mid. Since then, he's competed in both the NA and Korean scenes. Today we sit down and talk to him about Season 4, his role as team captain for Quantic Gaming, as well as the LCS qualifiers. Without further ado, let's get right into the interview. So, welcome Locodoco. Thanks so much for being here and taking the time out of your busy day to answer some of our silly questions. We're really excited to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So you're currently on Quantic Gaming as both the AD carry and the captain, and you've had experience competing in both North America and Korea. How would you say that these experiences have affected you as a player?
Well, it tells me what not to do, and we can take a lot of shortcuts and when we're practicing and when we're arguing or discussing stuff, because I've gone through the same problem or the same situation with past teams. So we get through arguments and problems and discussions a lot quicker than a lot of the newer teams, I feel like.
Now, have you known the teammates that you have right now for a long time, or are they all new to you?
Well, they've known me for a long time, and I've met them when Woong first started MIG. I visited and I met some of them, and I kept a close eye on them once I knew I wanted to start going to America, and they were potential teammates. But I guess we've known each other for around 6 months now.
Oh, all right.
Oh, and Suno, our mid laner, I've known for over an year, but the other 4 I've known for 6 months.
Gotcha. Do you guys all get along well?
We get along well for 5 20-something-year-olds all living in the same house.
Now, the Season 4 changes were pretty major for a lot of people. What do you think of the Season 4 changes as far as the warding and vision and jungle changes?
It's weird and it's awkward because with Season 3, everything was figured out and we knew the most efficient way to do everything. With Season 4, we have to figure out everything again, and with qualifiers coming up and we worked hard to figure out what we think is the most efficient way to play Season 4, but there's always this scare, what if this team discovers something really, really good and that nobody else does, and they use it on us and we lose, and that's a scary feeling. It's always LCS qualifier matches are do or die. Either you make it in and you're in LCS, either you don't and you're you stay where you are. And the fact that it's played on a new patch makes it really scary. I'm just nervous about the changes. I think we prepped as hard as possible, but it's a fucking new patch. There could be something incredibly OP that we haven't discovered yet. So that's how I feel about it.
Now, I know that right now your team is preparing for the LCS qualifiers. What have you guys been doing to prepare? What has your schedule been like?
We do 3 sets of scrims, 3 sets of 2-hour scrims every day, and then in between scrims we watch replays, we talk to our analyst, there's lots of arguing and lots of mostly we play scrims and then we argue about what we did wrong and we fix it for the next scrim, and then we argue about what we did wrong that scrim. So it's just play, and then you analyze, and then play, and then analyze, play, and then analyze. That's basically been it.
It's so much busier than I feel people think it is.
You have no idea. And I wake up earlier than everyone else, so to get solo queue games in, this is the time I would usually be solo queuing. But
sorry,
I'm getting it. No, it's fine. It's
apologies.
Fine. It's so much work. And thing is, other teams are putting this much work in too. If I want to have an edge on them, bar the Korean blood, Koreans being OP, I need to put in more time and more effort than the other players are to get an edge on the other teams, So
sounds like you have really good work ethic, though. I mean, it's good that you're we need to work harder, we need to try harder, we need to analyze more, because that's how you get places, is you try. So
most of the time, I'm not gonna lie, I'm lazy and I don't really want to do stuff, but this is really big. And with other teams, I was never the captain, I was never the oldest, and I feel so much more responsible not responsible as in oh, I'm doing everything responsible, as in like it's on my shoulders because I brought everyone here from Korea, and like I promised the Quantic owners like a spot in the LCS, like a team that they could market, a good team, like a marketable, like I promised so many people so many things. Like I can't afford to fail. I need to try my hardest.
Absolutely. How is all of your teammates adjusting to life in America?
Um, they don't like the food that much, but other than that, like it's not really even America because we don't have interactions with American people. We
Hmm.
live in a gaming house. We never go outside. We go outside to eat. Like it's I don't really feel like I'm in America right now. Like I feel like I'm in like this like hyperbolic like time like it's just like I feel like I'm in like a whole separate like it just doesn't feel like America. We just practice too much.
Which team do you think will be your biggest competition in the LCS?
We scrimmed pretty much everything. We scrimmed every LCS team except for Vulcan or
Okay.
XDGG they're called now. The strongest opponents have been Solo Mid and Cloud9, but Cloud9 I feel like is by far the best team. Like versus Solo Mid, um, I we don't lose because well we do lose because Solo Mid plays better than us sometimes, but like some when we lose versus Solo Mid, we can point out our mistakes. If we did something different here, if we did something different here, we could have potentially won
Hmm.
this game. But versus Cloud9, they make very few mistakes and they play really well. They play like their objective control is insane. Their dragon control is insane. Like
Yeah,
they do,
Meteos is kind of a monster.
yeah. So I think Cloud9 is going to be our biggest competition.
Now, you have played professionally as both a support and an AD carry, and I was wondering how your experiences supporting have affected your skills AD carrying.
Okay. To be honest, like my support play wasn't that great, and I, I guess it affected my AD carrying positively because I knew I was never gonna support again, and if I didn't want to support again, I would have to try really really hard to play AD. So,
That's the best answer ever. This is just kind of a fun question. If you could make like a dream team of League of Legends players from any region, any division, anything, what would be like your dream team? You can include yourself, you don't have to, it's up to you.
okay, politically correct answer first. I would just take my own Quantic team because we're the best. But
Aww.
that aside, I guess for support, I would take Lustboy because a lot of Lustboy gets overshadowed by Mad Life a lot because they're both in the same organization, CJ. But Lustboy is very very good player. He's become a really good shot caller, and he's so easy to work with. It's so much fun, and it's such a positive experience playing with him. So I would take Lustboy for support. For AD, I would like to say myself, but I know like at my current form, I'm not probably the best option. So I would say someone like mm, someone really good mechanically and someone easy to work with. Prey. Prey is really good mechanically and Prey is really easy to work with. Laid back and great player, great guy. For middle, I mean Faker is Faker. You like if you're gonna pick
Who
mid,
wouldn't pick Faker?
Faker is Faker, so I guess Faker. Um, for jungle, I want to say Meteos, but like I don't think his style will work that great with other teams, especially teams that like focus on laners a lot more than C9. So I want to say, I guess Dandy is Cacao from KTB. Cacao is really really good, and he's really laid back too. Like it's with league players, like there's a lot of players that play at a certain level, but when you start playing at a certain level and you get that fame and you get that recognition and you get that like money, your head blows up and like you become a fucking drama queen and you become impossible to work with. But certain players, a few players like tend to stay really down to earth and they play league because they like it, and I feel like Cacao is one of those players. So Cacao. Um, top top I would take Apple from our team. I genuinely believe Apple is one of the best top laners in the world, and he's easy to work with. Like long as you feed him food that he likes, and long as you let him watch his anime, He says it's really easy to please Apple. Like with other players, they have so much requirements. Oh my god, I need a blonde. She needs to be this. But with Apple, you just give him anime and good food, and he'll be happy. So yeah, so Apple, Cacao, Faker, Lust Boy, and Prey.
Awesome. Awesome. I would love to see that team all play together one time just for funsies. What advice would you give someone trying to improve their league game?
You gotta be honest with yourself. If you blame someone else for something, then you stopped improving. It's a really easy pitfall to play into, and because it protects your ego. If he did something right here, then this wouldn't have happened, and I wouldn't have made this mistake. And if it's such an easy pitfall, and it's the natural way like a human being acts. It's not my fault. Someone else could have done something different here. But you have to realize every time you play League, the only consistent variable is yourself. You're going to be playing with 9 different players every single time you play solo queue. The only consistent variable is yourself. Until you get into a team, until you get into a professional or an amateur team, the only consistent variable will be yourself. So the only thing you can consistently change is yourself. So blame everything on yourself. Know what you could have done different. And if you don't know what you should be doing different, watch streams and tournaments and see what they do different from you.
That's really good advice. So you've answered all my questions, but before I let you go, I did open the questions to Facebook and Twitter. So let's see what they asked. This question is from Twitter user HM Christensen, and he wants to know what makes a good support and what attributes should a support have to make him above average.
For a good support, like good mechanics, good game sense, all that aside, like of course you need somewhat of a talent. Like you can't be like a 40-year-old like dude and like expect to be a top support. Like you just can't. Like you need someone of a talent. You need to be young. If someone has that already covered, I look for someone that's really that I can work with. Like with support and AD, the dual lane synergy is it's really fucking big. Like it makes or breaks like the lane. You can have 2 incredible players, but some days you're gonna have like bad days. Some days you're gonna play against players better than you. And if you don't have good synergy and if you don't have a good relationship with each other, whenever a problem happens and you can't solve it, then you just break up and you start blaming each other and it all goes to hell. So with support, of course I look for good game sense, good mechanics, but I really look for like someone I can work with and someone that can improve me.
Twitter user Hype Algerian wants to know which is more important for an AD carry, damage or adaptability?
Well, that's a very situational question, but most of the time it's damage because adaptability. I think he means utility, not adaptability.
Okay.
Because that's really weird. Adaptability, like you're comparing apples to oranges. For AD, I think you should prioritize this consistent damage because that's your job as AD. Do consistent damage, stay alive. If your AD is alive at the end of the fight, even if you're down in numbers, you will usually win like the secondary fights, and you can push objective because AD does more damage to tower than any other role. So with AD, I would always prioritize damage over adaptability.
I'm not 100% sure how to say this name, but Facebook user BWR wants to know how you deal with the stress and pressure of being a key role in your team's victory.
It's really hard. I've been stressed out about a lot of external things, and with being a pro league player, it cycles back. If you do well in game and if you feel confident in game, then you feel great outside of the game, and it's a positive spiral. Like it pushes you forward. But if something's bothering you outside of the game, then you play worse, and if you're playing worse, that also adds to the stress. So just recognizing that cycle, you can stop it like midway. Like if I'm playing shitty and I feel shitty, like before going to sleep, I'll be like, don't feel shitty, or I'll talk to one of my friends, and like it makes me feel better. And you need to like stop yourself from spiraling.
Yeah.
I think I guess that's how I deal with the stress of it affecting my play. I know stress affects my play, so I try not to like stress about anything, and I really try hard to not let external things get to me. But when they do get to me, and when I do play bad because of it, I take a step back and like I do non-league stuff, I guess. Not Hearthstone, like non-computer stuff, just talking to friends, going outside for a walk, stuff like that.
So wrapping up today's interview, where can we find you online, follow you, where are you streaming, stuff like that?
Okay, well, I stream at twitch.tv/Locodoco, and you can find me um at Locodoco on Twitter.
On the Twitter machine. So you heard him. You can watch him Locodoco on Twitch TV or Locodoco on Twitter, and we'll see you there. So thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it. Everyone really appreciated it. It was a fun interview. Good luck at qualifiers. We hope to see you in the LCS. I'll be cheering for Quantic Gaming.
Yeah.
Any last words?
I guess thanks to all my fans and all the Quantic fans. Even though I'm not in best form right now, by the time I'm in LCS, I'll kick double lift and cuties, but don't worry, you guys. And I'll shit talk double lift for you guys too. Everyone wants to see double lift get shit talk.
Thank you so much again for being here today and answering all of our questions. We appreciate it. It was a great interview, and good luck to you and everybody at Quantic Gaming in the LCS qualifiers.
Bye.